Good morning.
Morning.
What are you reading, Caters?
A book.
A book? What? We're reading books? It must be Saturday morning comics, and you're all here to hang out with us, hopefully, and talk about good comics. I wanted to shout out two channels before we got started here that I was watching this morning.
J Hood.
Both of them we were watching J Hood, and we should shout out J Hood, but those were not his was not one of the ones I was going to mention. But you should check out J Hood Creative. It's a good channel. The two channels I wanted to shout out, I decided to link them in the description of the video below. I did start on time, JP. I also had to wake the girls up, so they might be a little grouchy, sleepy, but they also went to bed way too late last night, and I told them, you get what you get. Pew, pew. Two Gun Pedro's in the chat. The two channels are Coffee Madness. And if you haven't seen Coffee Madness, it's a father and a son duo, lots of great energy. I really do enjoy what they're doing. They just did an activity trying to decide who would win Batman versus Superman. It was a great discussion they had over several videos. And they've got cute dogs, a great kid, and a really high energy dad. So clearly I'm interested. They only have 99 subscribers, so we could push them over 100 right now. Somebody just click the link in the description of this video and go subscribe.
Coffee Madness.
It's called Coffee Madness. And I really do enjoy their stuff. I think they're really, really fun and entertaining. I don't know the names because I don't think they've given out their names on their channel. They may want to keep that a little secret. But if you've never watched Coffee Madness, it's time to join up. Let's get them over 100 this morning. They're at 99 the last I checked. The other channel is my buddy that I've known for a while, another person named John. And his channel is called Sasquatch 210. And he's been dropping videos more recently because he took a break. He's a teacher as well. So a John and a teacher and a comic book fan, clearly my homie. And Sasquatch has been dropping videos on educating new comic community members on what is a mystery box and how to pick a good mystery box for you. He has some reservations and frustrations with mystery boxes, and he kind of lays that out and tries to give you the things he's learned from mystery boxes in his past. So it's been a really fun, funny series. They're really, really great. Yes, they're over 100. Thank you, James. That's awesome. So the two channels, Sasquatch 210 and Coffee Madness, are both linked down below. Really cool people, and I just wanted to shout them out this morning because I was watching their edited videos that they dropped this morning. Let's go say hello to everybody. Of course, JP was first in the chat, and he'll be dropping his video right after mine. So if you haven't subscribed to JP, you're missing out on some really great economics knowledge when it comes to the valuing of modern comic books. The boy who had 7 and Chad of the Comic Corps came by to say hello. Congrats, Comic Corps, for passing 1,000 subscribers. I did start on time. Mike Rogers is here, and I said hello to Two Gun Pedro. Pew pew. Gracias, James Gallegos. I appreciate you checking up on the Coffee Madness this morning. Symbiote Spider Mike, great name and great icon. I love it. Michael of the Downright Nerdy Podcast is here. We are having a good Saturday. The comic collector is here. JP says good morning. Kate, Charlie, everyone. John. Rob Boswell, good morning. And Luke of Hydra Collectibles. It's 9 hours later for him, so it's nearing to 5 o'clock your time, Luke?
Oh, that's
I would
what
assume.
I was planning out the other day when we should call them.
It's going to be tricky. Kate and I, for spring break 2020, we're going to go to Paris. My mom is getting to the age where she wants to do things with her grandkids to create lasting memories, and she's taking grandkids one by one as they reach 12 on a trip that they would like to go on, and Kate picked Paris. So we will be in that UK time zone here for spring break when that rolls around. Cap'n Comics Steve is up this morning. Good morning to you. Reggie Collects is in the chat. Good morning, Reggie. Good morning, Discovery Bay. He was up late last night doing his shows. NYC, good morning to you, Kavi. Let's see. Mike W. Rogers subscribed to. So the two channels I'll mention again: Coffee Madness, a father and a son, and Good Comics. Really enjoyable. And then Sasquatch 210, my buddy John from Texas. He's just dropped 2 videos on mystery boxes, edited in a very fun style. He's always very creative. Do really appreciate his style and what he does. Speedy Comic Book Showcase. Good morning. And let's see. Oops, sorry, I missed Rob. Good morning to you. Retro Savage. Good morning. Mike W. Rogers. Good morning. Yeah, I agree, Kavi. Paris. Wow, I haven't been out of the country in a very long time.
I've never been out.
Kate has never been on hasn't been on an airplane since she was 2. So we really haven't gone anywhere since we had kids. So this is kind of a big deal. Yeah, very. Always Reggie's like, Paris is amazing. See, boom. So that was Kate's pick, mostly because she loves that comic book Miraculous that we're always talking about on our show, which takes place in Paris. And Kate also loves bread and cheese. So she's hitting all 3 right now. I agree, Luke. You should just catch the train, right? The channel, ride your way through over and say hello. But I know it's a long way, and it's probably a pretty significant expense. It's probably not like nothing. Mr. Garrell, good morning. This is my chance to thank you for helping get me over 1,000. Mr. Garrell was shouting me out all over the place, and I greatly appreciate that, brother. Very, very nice of you. Comic collectors saying hello to people. So this is my Saturday show for people that are new to my channel, and there's about 100 of you now, I think, that are new to my channel. This is the show I do with my daughters, Kate.
Hello.
And Charlie. You're not shy. What are you doing? Everybody dug Charlie. You might have seen her in my video I dropped last night. Charlie had a sweet looking mustache going.
I had to shave it.
Yeah. So you might recognize her from that video. I'm still trying to get Kate to shoot a video, but she's got all these play dates and stuff. It's hard to make time, huh? Too busy. So this is our Saturday show. We hold up a few books, talk about what we've been reading lately. Good morning to Alec and Dave. Good morning. We're at the store. It's snowing. I hear there's a lot of snow all around these days.
Is it going to snow in Paris all the time? No, right?
It shouldn't, but it's hard to know. It's going to be somewhat cool. It'll be spring. Yeah. So I'm going to start us off by sharing a book that I read this morning. I finally got around to reading Daredevil issue. Is it 17? Yeah, so it's 17. This is the new Chip Zdarsky run, one of the more consistently excellent books that is being published by Marvel these days. I've even got a little Daredevil collection going along behind me here, mostly thanks to my good friend Gore Vidal. I enjoyed this Daredevil 17. I will not say it was one of the best ones they've done. Feels a little like a setup. There's one cool sort of sequence, but it's a lot of talking, not a lot of action. It's pretty slow. So Daredevil 17, not as good as 16 or 15 before that, but it's getting there. So that was a little bit, maybe like a 7.5 out of 10, 8 out of 10. It didn't have a lot of excitement, a lot of tension, a lot of anything. It was just kind of, all right. Dark Ranger, good morning to you. His daughter turns 5. That's awesome. She's turning 5 this year. And I love your logo with the, that's Batman Year One. Kate and I did a video discussing Batman Year One. I had her read that with me about a year ago. Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
She's spacing out. So I did my first book. Who's going second? Kate wants to go. What's Kate reading? I thought you'd pick this one. She's been talking about this a bunch. We got to get a lot closer, I think. So there's no title on the front cover. You got to go to the spine for the name. Stargirl. A very popular book in middle school. A lot of middle school kids, sorry, I'll cover up over here. A lot of middle school teachers use Stargirl in their classroom, but you didn't read it that way.
My friend who's at my old school, she said their class had read it, and she said it was a good book, so I went to the library and got it.
Nice.
From my school. And it's interesting because it starts from Stargirl's point of view, and then it ends at or then it starts with Leo's point of view. Different.
So there's two characters that it moves between?
Well, it starts with her and the rest of it's just him.
Oh, so you don't go back to her at all? Oh, have you finished it already? Wow. And what do you think about it?
Well, Stargirl's like this really unique girl that wears like pioneer dresses every day. And like she's very unique. She has her sunflower canvas bag. She has a pet rat.
She's got an unusual style, is what you're saying. Very Luna Lovegood kind of thing.
She sings to people. She's exactly
she sounds
like Luna
very
Lovegood.
Luna Lovegood, if you know Harry Potter, folks.
She will sing to everyone on their birthdays because she'll look it up in the school directory.
So she knows all the kids at her school's birthdays, and she just sings to them even if they don't know her very well? That's hilarious.
And so, like, Leo is this.
I heard that
boy-
ASM. I heard that.
Leo is a boy at school that like she likes and he likes her.
Okay.
Then like she's in 10th grade, he's 11th grade, so like dating is fine, I guess. So they like each other and they go do stuff for other people. She will leave people flowers on their doorstep.
Okay.
And make them cards to tell them.
She sounds like a really nice kid. She's just a little odd.
And no one talks to her at school.
Because she's a little odd, they don't talk to her?
Yeah, they actually have something in here. You can keep talking about people.
Yeah, so the book is called Stargirl. It's a chapter book. If you have a middle schooler, they might really, really enjoy it. It's quite a classic from what I understand. When a man great till he gotta be great. I don't understand. Why a man great till he gotta be great? Sounds like he's rapping something.
That's a Lizzo song.
Oh, okay.
Song. Why am I great till I gotta be great? That one. It's good.
Trailers. I've been hearing this from Kavi. I've heard this from a few people. He's talking about the Birds of Prey movie, the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey film that dropped, that maybe the trailers didn't do as sort of the opposite of the Suicide Squad, where the trailer was great and the movie was awful. Sounds like the trailers were awful and the movie was better. So
what?
The Birds of Prey film. That's what he's saying right here. Beep, 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 beep. Good to see you, Tacoma Comics. Another great comic community teacher in the chat. I appreciate it. The movie's way better than the trailers. Okay, that's good to hear. Good to hear. Ooh, I wanted to hear Comics on the Mind. Another great comic community teacher. Look at all those teachers rolling in the chat. And shout out Mr. Comic Galvin. He's going to have 2 shows dropping today. A Nerdy Collective show in the late afternoon evening, and then his late night Book with a Hook show. And I'm hearing he's got some fun surprises for the comic book community. So you might want to subscribe and tune into his channel because he's got some big things coming on this weekend, tonight and today.
You also might want to shout out one of your new subscribers.
Who?
Me. I subscribed to your account again.
Is there a specific one you wanted me to shout out?
It's on your Gmail. It says something nerd.
Oh, I get lots of little. I have every time somebody subscribes that has a channel that is open to the public, it gives me an email every single time.
I know.
So I get a ton of them. I will say, from what I understand, Cap'n Comics' wife might have been number 1,000. She might have used her channel to come over and do it. YouTuber says they'll have Harmony on tonight, and that's on her channel with her daughter Rena doing an interview to talk art.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. I love art.
You want to watch that show?
Yeah.
There we go. Charlie's in. She loves art. All right, so that's your one.
Yes.
And now it's your turn. What are you going to share? I know. Don't be too sleepy.
But
You had a whole bagel
Dad,
already
I have
this
another
morning.
thing to say about Stargirl.
Oh, one other thing about Stargirl.
She, every day, she takes a tablecloth and lays it over her desk and puts a daisy in the corner of her desk.
Okay.
Every single day. She changes it every class,
That's
every
very
day.
nice.
And like I said, she'll sing.
Okay.
And she cheers for the other team when they score. And that's why no one likes her.
I agree. Kavi's at 600 too. Everybody's blowing up all around the community. And I do love the Book with the Hook show. It's a great show. Franklin Richards' goodness. He's right there. And I read, if you didn't read the X-Men Fantastic Four issue 1 by Zdarsky and by the Dodsons, you missed out. I thought it was a really good read. But you were already basically there. I just pushed a couple people to remember, hey, I should subscribe. Okay. Can we get to the next person? You good? You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you want to share, Char? What do you got? What do you got? Archie time. Little Archie. This is issue 170 from Little Archie.
And I don't get what the cover on the joke
It
is.
says, "Why did you make so many sandwiches, Betty?" "Because you told me you were low on bread, little Archie." Because she told me you were low on bread.
I don't get it.
I think it's funny.
I don't get it either. Yeah, I don't know that I get that joke.
Oh, maybe he doesn't have any bread at home, so she told them.
But why would she make him all the sandwiches?
Because they all have bread on them.
I don't know. It's not a very funny joke. If it's a really John, is Daredevil your favorite character? I'll tell you, Mike, it's a great question. I feel like my favorite character is always changing. When I was younger, as a kid, it probably would have been Wolverine or one of the other X-Men. I was really a big fan of the new X-Men team, and that's been something I've been collecting for a long time. But as an adult, I will say I think our Daredevil is one of the most consistently entertaining reads around. Oh, I get it now. Because bread sometimes means money. So he was saying, "Oh, I can't go out, sweetie. I'm low on bread," meaning I don't have enough money. So she made him a bunch of sandwiches. Thank you, Kirk. Kirk's with the win. Sorry, yeah, it's a money joke. Womp womp. Sorry, it did not dawn on me. It took me a little while. My bad. Bread dough. Archie is always broke. Yeah, Archie never has any money. I forget. These are consistently things. So I'm a very big Daredevil fan, and my goal this year, it's a big lofty goal, but my goal is to try to get that Daredevil #1 this year. It'll involve me selling a bunch of books, I'm sure. It'll involve me saving and being focused in my strategies, but that is my long-term goal.
Now, can I talk about my comic book, please?
That used to be a turn. I agree. It was a long time ago. All right. You can talk about your book now. Sorry.
So in the beginning, Archie gets sent to a camp, and Mr. Weatherby, once he didn't know Archie was coming.
Okay.
So once Mr. Weatherby sees him, he's like, "Hold it in, Weatherby. Hold it in." So he gives Archie the job to blow the horn when it's early in the morning to wake everyone up. Archie blows it at 4:30 a.m. And they're supposed to blow it at 7. And Mr. Weatherby says, "Archie, why'd you blow it?" And he says, "I was practicing." And then one of the guys says, "Well, all the campers up, might as well give them an early breakfast."
Okay.
So everyone ate breakfast, and they said, "Oh, I'll help make breakfast. I'll get some firewood." So he goes out and he gets some firewood, and Mr. Weatherby says, "You don't need fire for breakfast. Take it, blow it out." So he has to get water and pour stuff, and the smoke goes into the administrator's tent, and he goes, "Cough, cough, cough, cough." And then what happens is
some of those old little Archies are surprisingly good. What do you think, Charlie?
They are good.
She is a big Archie fan. She loves Archie, loves reading those stories.
And I really want to get one of these books. It's like this thick.
Ooh.
And it's in one of the books, and it's so good. It has so many stories.
Like an Archie collection?
Yeah.
Gotcha. You want clicky? I know.
So he goes to camp, and he messes up so many times. But while he's gone, so Reggie was glad that Archie was gone because he gets to have a date with Veronica every night. So when he was walking to the door, and he's like, "My first big date with Veronica." Da, 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 da. And he goes, and when he's about to knock on the door.
Not true. Reggie usually shows up for almost every one of these morning shows. And he used to send me pictures of his kids watching my kids. We have I think Mr. Girl's just throwing a little shade, but no. Yes, you didn't see Michael was in there? He even mentioned Riley earlier.
That's who I clicked
Omnibus
on,
size. No,
Okay.
Reggie's always been a really big supporter, and I always appreciate him coming by.
So, and then when Reggie was about to open the door, my arm's open, and he gets hit against a wall from the door, and then it comes out is Veronica with Archie.
Oh no!
And then Reggie's like, "What are you doing here? I thought you were at camp." He says, "They gave me a job as the new type of camper." And he said, "What's that?" And he says, "Stay home and never come back."
That's funny.
So Reggie's like, "No."
Riley wants to read everything you both read each week, but wishes she had more time. Hey, we all do. This is very true. Very, very true. Good morning, Nick Webbs. Good morning to you. Having breakfast with his 5-year-old twin girls. Good morning, girls.
Morning.
Enjoy your breakfast.
Do you look exactly the same?
Are they identical twins? I don't know.
Fraternal.
They could be fraternal, yeah, right? Like Brooklyn and Kennedy, or her friends that are fraternal twins.
Or Jackie and Katie.
Right.
Those do look like twins.
All right, so it's back to my turn. I'm going to do Lois Lane, issue 8. I've talked about it a couple of times now on other shows. I just think it's worth talking about a bunch. I really do think Greg Rucka is writing a really good comic. This is one of the better covers they've had. I'm going to post on my Instagram later today a spread page in here that's 2 pages of Renee Montoya fighting this cool new assassin villain with a skull for a head, like a little like a Taskmaster kind of style, Ghost Rider style, Black Mask kind of villain. It's a cool fight sequence. There's also probably the most heartwarming sequence in DC I've read for a while. After the attack on Lois Lane, they are fraternal. They just freaked out that you said hello. Right after the attack on Lois, of course, the police cordon her off and they're protecting her and interviewing her. But there's like a whole mass of police officers all the way down the hallway to take care of her. And Lois knows that they're there not for her, but they're waiting for Superman to show up. Right? Because it's just come out that Superman is Clark Kent. He has taken his glasses off and confessed his identity to the world.
Oh, no.
They know he's going to come and check on her. So while they're interviewing, this breeze goes by. And then Superman is talking to her and holding her and checking on her. And then she says, "You can't help me. I'm fine. Everything's fine. But what you could do is take some pictures because there's a lot of police officers out there that would love to meet you." And then Superman goes through this whole sequence of taking photos with all these police officers. Yeah, it's in here. It's just a really sweet moment where you get to see all these people who put their lives on the line to rescue, having this moment. And it's a really cool moment. And the funny thing is, Renee Montoya, the question, she says, I used to go to like David Bowie concerts, and afterwards he'd get mobbed, and it was just like this, but like now this is bigger. And then Lois Lane has the best line. Lois is like, "You know what? David Bowie was probably cooler." So she throws her own husband under the bus. Lois Lane admits David Bowie is cooler than Superman. So there you go. I'll let you guys check it out a little later. I don't know if you'll like it as much as I do, but I do. I did enjoy issue 8. Not right now. We're doing a show.
Okay, we're doing
Superhero Reviews is here. Good morning. Oh, goodness.
During the show.
Oh.
All her.
Oh, yes. You never will.
I did it once today.
To you, CFAP's in the chat. Did anyone see Reggie's review of those comic book frames? He's got some really cool frames. I did see that. I do think I need some as well, but I'm going to wait till we do our remodel so that I have a room where I can actually put some of that stuff. I don't want to start buying stuff just to have to store it for when we do our remodel. In our remodel year 2099. Right? Okay, so you two each need to go. So Kate's got her second book. What is your second book?
I don't know if I've already shared this. Charlie, have anyone shared this?
I don't know. You can still talk about it. Go ahead. Good. This one's called Best Friends by Shannon Hale and Luyin Pham. Good morning to you, Big Lion Cat, and Trinidad is in the chat. Good morning. And Super Russ. Hello, Super Russ. Always makes me laugh on his Instagram. That guy's funny as can be.
Super Russ.
Toxic Avengers making a Toxic Avenger David Bowie joke. I love it. So tell me about Best Friends, Kate. Sorry, over here.
Best Friends is about. It's the second book in the series.
The first book is called Real Friends,
Mhm.
which is right there.
Tiny itty bitty little thing right
Which
there.
we have, but I like this one more.
And this is a graphic. This one's a graphic novel, not like the other one, right?
And basically, in the first one, Shannon, which is the girl with the red hair, that's like right there. That's Shannon.
Okay.
And it's the lady who writes it is named Shannon Hale, and it's the story of her life
Okay.
as like a kid. And there in the first book, there's like she goes to a new school, and there's like a popular girl, a group of popular people,
Okay.
and then this girl is best friends with the mean girl, who's this girl. And
There's always a mean girl.
Yep. And this mean girl is so rude. She makes her cry a lot. Oh, I wonder who that sounds. No, I'm kidding. But basically, this is like how she pictures their lives. See, with the crowns and stuff. And they're like best friends now because like she doesn't like Jenny anymore, which is the mean girl. And Jen, which is the popular girl,
Riley likes my J mug. I try to do different ones each week, but because I'm a teacher, I get a ton of mugs. But I have my favorites. This one and there's one that says, "I only speak. I'm fluent in movie quotes and sarcasm." Is one of my favorites. And then I got a Stormtrooper one that's the shape of a Stormtrooper's helmet. And a really giant one that Reggie makes fun of that's got a giant like light bulb idea sort of image on it. Sorry,
so like
I interrupted.
Then there's a whole chapter on boys, which like they're in 6th grade, I mean. And they do rating calls.
What do you mean?
With like the phone detector, whatever
directory?
Yeah, I can't say that.
They call what? Just the boys in
their school.
And like
the
crank call them
girls.
or like really call them and talk to them?
It's a rating call.
What is a rating call?
Like you ask them what you think on her personality, face, and body.
Oh.
And looks.
That sounds like something that's guaranteed to make people have bad feelings.
Exactly.
Upset.
But Shannon usually doesn't get very high on anything. But she got a 7.5 on this boy that she thinks likes her. And then they're playing footsie in class, which is when they hit their foots back and forth and they're like battling with their foots.
Nice.
And then they get in trouble. And he's like, I don't even like her. She's a weirdo.
Because it's not cool to like girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a boy asks her out, like ask her to go with him.
So a lot of teenage romance or pre-teenage romance drama stuff.
Yeah, and she's like, okay, I'll go with you, which is like when they're boyfriend and girlfriend. And
the Dorkeries say that the author Shannon Hale is married to another author, and she who she co-writes all the Princess Black books with. It's a writing team.
Oh, I thought I recognized
so
somebody's character.
We might want to look for those Princess Black books.
She's like a ninja person.
Okay, cool. I've never heard of it.
I think. Wait. So.
Lots of teacher connections rolling through our chat today.
That is a beautiful quote. Okay. So.
Thank you, Robert. And check out the Robert Galvin shows. He's got 2 today, Nerdy Collective and the Book with a Hook show. Where are my pants? Lego, if you have missed my latest character review video I dropped last night, then you missed Perry without his pants. Just going to say that if you like Rod without his shirt, you're probably not going to like Perry without his pants.
Okay. So it says, like, are you going with this boy? And then she's like, no, I'm not, because it's not cool to like boys. Okay. And so then he gets really mad at her. And then they go to this amusement park. And she doesn't like the amusement park, but she doesn't have the nerve to tell her friends. So they're there, and all the boys come, and they all do this game where they like can win teddy bears. And they get teddy bears for every single girl except Shannon. because none of the boys like her there. And so then she goes off and cries to her mom, and then she comes back, and then they go on this.
You can tell us the whole story to the whole book? This
go
could
on
take
this-
a while.
Quiet! I'm almost not done.
I'm almost not done.
Stop! They go on this ride, and Vance sprays her in the face with a water gun. And then Vance walks by with his girlfriend, which is the boy. Vance is the boy that asked her if she wants to go with him.
That's all right.
And so Vance, the boy who asked her to date him,
Mhm.
is now with another girl, and he says, yeah, that's her. And then she says, hey, girl. And then she kisses him in front of her. And then, like, Shannon gets really sad. And then there's, like, pictures of her when she was actually that age. And there's, like, the author right there in the middle. And then that's the illustrator.
Oh, nice.
And then their editor. So they went to that, the roller coaster rides.
Oh, they actually
from
did
when
it.
they were younger.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and then they won each other bears from that game they were playing. Isn't it funny?
So Robert's 2 shows. I know his late night show starts at 10 o'clock Pacific. That's 1 a.m. Eastern. That's his late night show. The other one is usually in the middle of the day somewhere, my time. So that would be like evening in the East Coast. But if you just sub to his channel, hit that notification bell, you'll get a warning the second he goes live. Thank you for the compliment, CFAP. I had a lot of fun, and I'm starting to come up with a slightly new format to that show. So hopefully it'll be consistent with some Lego content each week, because those seem to be the portions that the community likes the most and I enjoy the most. So let's do more of those. Charlie's got her second book here ready to go. You ready, sweetie? Last book? You're supposed to do 2 more. You've only done 1.
2
Or you
more?
just want to do 1 more and then leave? You're feeling 2 books today? Charlie's not feeling like 3 books today. She wants to go back and lay down. But this has been the only Marvel book that White Whale Comics is even picking up anymore. Can you sit up? I can't see you anymore. You're hiding behind your name there.
You're doing it again.
The Double Trouble, Spider-Man and Venom Double Trouble. This is the 4th issue. It dropped this last week. The series is done. This is the ending.
Oh.
I know. Obviously, in our household, you can see Spider-Man Double Trouble is a big hit. But I enjoyed it as a reader. I think it's hilarious. So what happened at the end of the last issue, Charlie?
They switched bodies and turned into a squirrel.
So Spider-Man switched bodies into a squirrel, and Venom switched bodies into
A cat.
Originally, they had just traded bodies. Venom was trying to pull a prank on his roommate Spider-Man, and they switched bodies. Then it got even worse when they swapped with animals. And now Dr. Octopus has them in his lab. And it's how do they get back into their bodies again. Spider-Gwen is in it.
Yeah, but apparently, so her name in this book is Ghost Spider.
Well, yeah, that's her new name currently in Marvel, because it's a little weird to run around with your actual name.
Yeah,
it'd be
exactly.
like
That's
if
what
it was
said.
Spider Parker. If it was
Spider Peter.
Stark Iron Man. Right, so she shouldn't
Iron
run around with her
Stark Man.
her actual name should not be in her name,
Ghost.
unless you're Luke Cage, because nobody messed with Luke Cage. Luke Cage can just be Luke Cage wherever he goes. You don't mess with Luke Cage. The guy's invulnerable. And he can beat the stuffing out of anybody, so he can be called Luke Cage. Just walk around with the big chain belt and the metal visor
he
thing.
Beat the Hulk?
I don't know that Luke Cage ever had to fight the Hulk, because Luke Cage only fights people that have it coming. And clearly
Juggernaut?
the Hulk is not a fool. He's not gonna fight Luke Cage. That would just be crazy. Nobody's gonna be that crazy.
Well,
One of my favorite Spider-Man covers is when Luke Cage is punching him, and he's just saying something like, "I'll take you out, wall crawler." It's like it's issue 123, I think. I won a copy of it off of Reggie Collects for one of his trivia nights. Great book. But so good.
The trivia nights were good.
Reggie does great trivia nights when it's hard. It's hard. It takes a lot of time and effort to put it all together, but he works hard on those trivia nights. Luke Cage is the man. I agree. My son Ben loves. Hey, wait, you're still going. My son Ben loves Double Trouble, says Hero and the Kid. Ooh. So what did you like about this one, Charlie? What was the good stuff about it?
I like how Spider-Man and Venom seem to always have this thing when they just keep fighting with each other, and
Right.
I think it was really funny when Spider-Man is in Squirrel Body and he's like freaking out because he wants to get away from Doc Ock.
Yeah, they're stuck.
So he says, "Come on, Squirrel powers."
Oh, they both decide, hey, maybe as a squirrel and a cat, we have other superpowers. This is my favorite part of the issue, right?
Yes.
And so Venom says, meow. He
No.
tries to use his powers, and all the cats in the neighborhood look around and do nothing because they're cats. What are cats going to ever do? They're never going to actually be useful,
But
right? So all the cats in the neighborhood just sort of they all hear Venom call, but they do nothing, which is hilarious. And then you get Spider-Man as a squirrel trying the same thing. He's like, "Come on, squirrel powers! Come on, squirrel powers!" He's like trying to get his squirrel powers to work. And then this is the best. What happens, Charlie?
They just boom, and then they all break in.
Boom! All the squirrels in the entire city just pour in to rescue them.
Yeah, and then
Hilarious.
later on, when they're in the apartment, Venom's like, "You got more
I love
squirrels
this.
hiding in your
So
apartment?"
funny. Great spread page, right? That's pretty funny, right? Very, very funny. Good joke. I love the way they make fun of cats and squirrels and at the same time tell their story. So does this end really well for you? Do you feel like it was a good ending?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you like more of this story?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Dark Ranger's right. It's kind of a modern Tom and Jerry thing.
But then
Is ASM 123 the one where Luke Cage references Bruce Wayne? I don't know. Maybe he does. I would need to read it again more closely to see if he does. I just love the way he's punching Spidey out on the cover. This is the era when Luke Cage would go around like as a money collector. He beat up Dr. Doom to get money that Dr. Doom owed somebody. And yeah, he just went around. He didn't take no guff. And he just went around and he beat up anybody.
But
Luke Cage
Daddy.
is too cool for me. I love Luke Cage. Sorry.
So Spider-Man, when they change back into their bodies, you see the little squirrel run away. But then later on at the end of the book, when they say thanks, Rumi, you see and Venom's like chuckling to himself. The cat's lying on one of his boxes. Venom kept the cat.
He kept the cat? That's funny. Our cat is useful, kind of. Okay, not really, says Sharon. Charlie likes cats. She likes all animals.
I want a cat.
Yesterday when I was with my my grandma and grandpa, I saved a worm.
You saved a worm?
Yeah, it was just laying on the ground and it was like it couldn't get to any of the plants, so I scooped it up onto a stick and I put it in the wild.
You rescued it. All right.
And then the other ones.
You got one more book.
Okay.
I got one more book.
You sure?
Did you not want to do any more?
No.
You just want to chill and watch? Okay. So I chose for the thumbnail a picture of Jason Todd as the Red Hood fighting Batman because I am currently almost done now with Batman Under the Red Hood. If JP is still in the chat, if you guys want to do Under the Red Hood, I'd happily join and chat that book up. This is really good. So I'm in the second half of the story. So I've probably got about 4 issues left to read here in this book. It's a huge trade. You get a lot for your money in this book. But this is really good. I'm really enjoying it. I do love the way it sort of retconned Hush. So if you've read Hush, there's a moment when it's revealed that Hush is actually Jason Todd, which he is not. It's another one of the tricks that Hush is pulling on Bruce Wayne. So there's a fight between dead Robin, Jason Todd, and Batman. And at the end, Jason Todd melts away and you realize that it's Clayface. And Clayface was playing a trick. In this book, they tell us that it actually was Jason Todd, but there's a moment when Jason Todd gets away and Clayface trades places with him. That's basically the retconning that this book does. to basically tell you that that is the first appearance of the return of Jason Todd, I guess. I don't know. But this was really cool. I like the way they brought Hush in and that storyline. This is a very much a Daredevil Punisher discussion, you know, capital punishment for criminals kind of thing, where Batman's never going to break that rule. Jason Todd clearly wants to break the rule, much like Daredevil doesn't want to kill anybody, but Punisher does. There's a cool kind of thing going on this year, going on in this book with those two of them. I think Batman 635 is on a lot of people's lists. I think I've always loved collecting Robin characters, key books. So definitely have something like that on my list. For me, it made me want to think about collecting all the books in this trade that are this first big Red Hood storyline. I think it's a really good read, and I would recommend it. So boom, that is my final book and the reason for the thumbnail. Little DC. I try to do some fun, DC and Marvel on these kind of shows, and I find that right now DC is better in trades than individual issues, but that's just me. Kate's book, last book, RJ Palacio, who's written a lot of really good stories.
Okay.
Including
so,
your favorite is.
Have anyone here read Wonder? That's the cover.
This is the cover for Wonder. Maybe you've seen that book around. And there was a great, a decent movie that came out.
Nah.
It had, I think, Julia Roberts and Owen Wilson as the parents. 655, yes, 90 Miles from Comics. That's one of the keys on my list to get for Jason Todd. So this is another piece in the story of the Wonder, right?
Because in Wonder, there's this mean boy called Julian.
Mm-hmm.
And Julian, they have another book of Wonder. There's two other books. There's a book of quotes for every day of the year. And they have another one that's 3 different stories.
Yeah, it's like Augie.
No, it's Christopher, which is August's first best friend.
Right.
Then he moved away. Then there's Julian, and there's Charlotte, which is
Gotcha.
another girl that helped him around. She's really nice. But
yeah, so if you enjoyed Wonder, or if your middle schooler or elementary school student loved Wonder, there are several other books to continue the story, including this one. This is a graphic novel,
because
though, right?
In the one where there's 3 different stories, Julian's grandma tells this story because it's her story.
Okay, so this is the graphic novel for her story from that book. Oh wow, that's cool.
And
because this is about World War II, right?
It's really sad.
Yeah,
she's a Jew.
A retelling of that. Okay.
She's Jewish, and this boy who never talks to her, he's crippled by polio.
Mm-hmm.
And they call him Tortu, like crab, because he walks.
Because of the way he walks.
They're really mean. But then he starts calling his name. Guess what? His name is Julian.
His real name?
Yeah.
So he was named after. So the kid was named after this.
Yeah. And the girl, who's Sarah, the girl who's telling the story, she is Jewish, like I said, and she starts kind of liking him, and towards the end they fall in love, and he proposes to her, but then he is carrying her notebook, which is they have dates on it.
Okay.
January whatever, and he is hiding her in his barn because she's Jewish, and anyways. So he gets picked up by the Nazis because he's crippled. And one of the boys that was at their school that was a Nazi connected it to her because he saw her sketchbook.
And wants to help her.
And no, he shoots her. He tries to shoot her.
Oh, geez.
And then
he's a Nazi now. He's not, okay, he figured it out.
She escapes through the roof of the barn. And then in the forest, there's been rumored to have huge wolves.
Mm.
So the wolf, actually, some of it's really unbelievable, but it attacks him, and then it doesn't attack her. She says it's her spirit animal, but I don't believe in that.
That's kind of cool.
But still, so she searched all around, and she couldn't find Julian. She started getting scared, and he got shot. Julian got shot, and she later in life, Sarah found her parents, and so she got married, and she named her son Julian,
Right.
her first son, and then he named his son Julian. So there's 2 generations of Julians in their life. And that is the end of the story. But that's my favorite story. And he carved her a little bird because her dad used to play a game with her where he would throw her in the air and call her a bird. So he whittled her a bird, Julian, the first
The
Julian.
boy.
And a month later, she's reading
About refugees who were going back home to see
like getting separated
after the war.
And then she's like, we've learned nothing. And then Julian is in the crowd of Never Again Has to We Remember.
Nice.
Because for the Holocaust. I don't know if you can see it. What the art is beautiful in this.
Yeah, it's a powerful story. So if you've read or heard of Wonder, there's many ways that story continues to go on and on. It's an amazing book, but this is a powerful sort of continuation of that saga. It's really, really meaningful. Lots of shooting in that book. Well, yeah, it is a World War II discussion and about people who are forced to relocate because of war circumstances.
Her mom was killed in Auschwitz, and it's weird because I was reading the other one to see how different they were. In this one, he's shot, and the other one, he's gassed.
Okay.
So I don't know which.
We're getting a little graphic for a
know.
morning show.
Sorry.
I'm just throwing that out there.
But there's a quote in here that says, "It always takes courage to be kind, but in those days, such kindness could cost you everything." Because
why do you like that?
I don't know. It's just nice.
You just want to read it?
Yeah.
Why do you like it?
Because it's nice. Like, this story is sad and happy at the same time. Because they finally, get to know each other. And then it just washes away in a split second. Like, there's a Disney short called Piper.
Well, Fire Guy Ryan arrived at just the right time, which is Kate saying that it's a sad story, but it's a beautiful story. And those are the ones that Ryan tends to like. He likes a little bit of cream in his coffee in just like the way he enjoys things. I didn't know that. And it was a Jewish tradition. You weren't supposed to name a child after any living family member.
Well, he wasn't a relative. He was just a friend. And yeah.
Okay.
And he's not alive anymore. But it's sad because I kind of already explained it. But the Disney short called Piper, if you have Disney Plus, look up Piper. It's this short about a little tiny fluff ball of a bird. You remember that?
I didn't see Piper, so I don't know anything about what you're talking about.
We were in the theater and we watched it. And
wasn't that on the front of a movie that I didn't see yet? Like Toy Story 4 or something?
No, it was a long time ago. It was before that dumpling one.
I know the dumpling one. I don't remember Piper with the bird.
So she's like one of those birds that takes clams. Yeah, sandpiper. And she is scared of the ocean because she goes to get it for the first time, and then she gets washed by the ocean. She gets scared, but then she sees a hermit crab and it buries itself in the ground. So she buries herself in the ground.
That doesn't work.
It does work.
It does work.
And she opens her eyes because the clam's the hermit crab, and he points to all the clams in there, and she takes out a huge one, and she takes out all these clams because they have to eat those clams.
Okay.
So she takes out all these different clams. She'll go in the ocean.
All they're not clams so really though, aren't they? Aren't they the sand crabs? The little sand crabs.
They're like clams that they pop up and they eat it. And yeah, she made a huge mountain of clams, so she got over her fear. That's kind of like the story, I think. Fire
Guy Ryan doing GoldenEye. My latest review video with silly characters has some GoldenEye love in there, brother. I shouted out Coffee Madness this morning. Thank you for coming by. We hopefully got you over 100 solidly. You were at 99 this morning, and we were watching your video. me and Charlie this morning. Love it. Great content. A father and son and comic books and dogs. All these cute, great things all at once. Great channel. The link to his channel is in the description to this video, and you can go over there and subscribe. As well as the link to Sasquatch 210, another great community member who deserves some shout outs. Okay,
Also slapping in Goldeneye.
Yes, the
That is
slappers.
beautiful.
Kate likes the slappers, but it takes forever to fight the slappers in Goldeneye. Excuse me. So those two channels, I really enjoy their content. They both dropped videos in the last 24 hours. You can go over and check out their videos. It's all really good stuff. And they both deserve a lot more subscribers than they've got. So that's definitely worth taking your time. Backseat driver. I know what you're saying. I'm trying to say about it being both sad and happy. A story can bring out both. Usually is far more powerful. I totally agree. Totally agree. Great comment. And the link to 90 Miles from Comics. Chad is slaying it. And Chad, it's so great having you back, brother. It was too long without you in our community. Happy to have you back, brother. And Coffee Madness, I realize I don't know your name or your kid's name, so it's hard to shout you out beyond just saying Coffee Madness, but you guys should check out their channel. I don't think they've said their name on their videos. They may just want to keep that private, and that's totally fine. I know a lot of people who feel that way. We are going to head out today. Okay. We got a beverage. You made yourself some tea, and Charlie's got my other mug. There you go, Riley. Another cool mug. We are going to get about our day. My girls are going out tonight to spend the night with my sister. She lives nearby, and she loves spending time with her nieces. So they're going to have a slumber party. So it's date night. So I'm probably not going to be in the chat on other videos and shows tonight past a certain time. I'm hoping to be there and be in the chat for Life with Two YouTubers show. That's one that I try to make sure I can jump in. It's a shorter one, not like a 2-hour, 3-hour late night show. Yay, Coffee Madness is at 107. Awesome. So glad to hear it. So I won't be in a lot of shows late tonight, but I'll hopefully jump in on a few daytime kind of shows. I'm going to be reorganizing my books and putting stuff away because I've created a bit of a mess. I'm going to be photographing stuff and blowing up Instagram with a few posts. And I'm going to be shooting some videos for my next video for next week. So that's going to be my day. Kate's going on a play date, so she's going to be bouncing around. That means we get Charlie. So we're going to do some fun stuff with Charlie.
Wait, what?
You don't want to do fun stuff?
Where am I going with
What
her?
type of fun stuff?
I don't remember. A movie, I think. I don't know.
What type of fun stuff?
I don't know.
If you make me clean anything, I'm gonna make your paws.
Well, if you want to watch a movie, you can't have stuff all over your floor. This is the rule. House rules.
And I'll clean my floor, and then I get to watch whatever movie I want to.
We will have a great day. Thank you all in the chat for coming by and hanging out with us. Sorry it was a slightly longer than usual video. Jump over to JP's. He's about to drop his video, and you can check that out. And hopefully you all have a great day. Feel free to let me know in the chat if there's somebody that needs to have a video coming up. I know Big Lion Cat probably has an auction going this weekend. Subscribe to him for that. I know Comics on the Mind. He said he's going to do some content this weekend as well. Another good guy to check out. So hope everybody has a great weekend.
Can I do the honors?
You want to click the button?
She did it last time.
Okay. I don't like this plan. I don't like this plan.
Can I do it?
No, I don't like this plan. Everybody have a good day. I'd rather not have coffee spill or tea spilled on me. John, in case you don't see me over the next few weeks, oh my gosh. So 90 Miles is little bundle babies on the way. So congrats to you, 90 Miles. I will definitely miss you again when you're gone. Oh man, it's expected on Monday. Maybe we should try to do our old man video soon. We're never going to get to old man Hawkeye when the baby comes, or old man Quill. Sorry. All right, everybody, have a great day. Bye.
Peace out, kids.